Perfect. Okay. Let me just chat, open this up. Okay. Hopefully everyone is feeling really good after yesterday's session. I feel like we absolutely covered some really important things yesterday with the buyers list, time blocking, a little bit of mindset stuff. Today, what I wanted to do is cover some things that I think are probably going to be most important. There's some of the top mindset things, mindset blocks that come up, and these specific things prevent us from being able to sell, be able to reach out to people, have conversations, be consistent, and make more money. And I want to talk about some of the top things that I think are going to help transform some of your mindsets. Here's what I'd like to do. I want you to walk away today. I want you to take the biggest mindset block you have around sales and selling, and I want to shift it today. And I want you to leave where that is no longer a thing anymore. That's the goal for today. And that is massive. That's going to be a huge, huge transformation for those of you. Regardless of what it is, we can shift it. And that's the goal for today. I'm going to go over the mindset hacks, the couple of things that come up across the board. I even get these with my multi-million-dollar clients. So we're going to cover those. And then I'm going to open it up and we're going to transform whatever you got going on. So if whatever I talk about today doesn't do that for you, we're going to do that for you right here on the call. You will walk away and that will not be a thing anymore coming up for you. We will shift that. We'll change that. There were a few things that actually came up. And I'm also going to give you guys, it's out of my membership, my Sell with Conviction membership. There is a doc that we have in there that we give it to everyone that joins. It's called Sell with Conviction Mantras. And it's what we call your welcome energy for ethical feel-good sales. And it's a download, and it's just got like some statements for you guys of mindset shifts around sales and selling. It's just a download, and we're going to give that to you guys for free. So if you guys want that, you can just put mantra in the chat. We'll get that to you after the call. We're just going to give that to you guys. You print it out. All of our clients print it out and have it right here. And it's super helpful for them. So awesome. Yes, we will make sure you guys get that. Awesome. Okay, Wendy, we will get that to you. Paola, we will get that to you as well. Okay, so we'll get that over to you guys after. Very interesting. And if you're new here, meaning you weren't here yesterday, if you want to drop one mindset block that you think you have around sales or selling, like it's the one thing that it's like, oh, that thing just gets in my way. If you want to drop that in the chat, if you did not do that yesterday, or you just feel like doing that today, go ahead and do that right now, because I also want to make sure that we address it for you. Okay. All right. While you guys are doing that, oh, interesting, Paola. Interesting. Okay. Very, very cool. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, if you guys want to drop those, Wendy said, sales is icky, slimy. You have to be slimy when you sell. Interesting that one is so, like, that's such a common one. People do not like how sales feel. They just are like, it's so gross. We're going to help you guys with that. We're going to help you with that today. And then, Quenisha, I know you were on yesterday, but if you have like a mindset block that is just like, God, this gets in my way, go ahead and drop it in the chat and we'll change up for you. We'll shift it for you today. Awesome. David, same with you. If you have like a mindset block around like sales or selling that gets in your way, it's like one of those things that just happens to come up quite a bit. It gets in your way of like doing the actual sales work. Drop that in the chat for me, because we're going to address it and hopefully shift it for you today. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, yeah, Wendy said sales is hard. Okay. Also, if you guys could do me one other favor, pricing confidently. Yep. Oh, good. We're addressing pricing today, so that's a good one. If you guys also want, can you share one thing in the chat with me? This is for tomorrow. One thing around creating content that comes up for you. So when you're creating content for your business, whether it's your offer, your workshops, your things, whatever, or just creating content, Is there one thing that comes up around content for you guys that you would like help with, or that you would like to like shift or change? That will be for tomorrow. That'll be super, super helpful for me, because tomorrow we're going to talk about my You're Welcome content strategy for generating high quality sales conversations from your content. Paola said, created my course, I procrastinate on it. Okay, yeah. Interesting, that's good. Common also. Okay, Quenisha said, not able to articulate why they need what I'm selling. Yes, well, on the call to cover any pain points they mentioned. That is so good. Yeah, I get that all the time. Okay. I love. Okay, keep dropping those in there, guys. It's helping me just make sure you guys are getting what you need on these sessions. Okay. So here's okay, Paola, that's good. Okay, let's talk about some of these mindset things. There's one thing, I'm gonna drop this in the chat, but I recommend you guys write this somewhere and put it somewhere, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Let me drop this in the chat for you guys. All right, I would paste that, put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. Sales is a direct correlation to your relationship with money and your ability to receive. So 99.9% of people who struggle with sales have some kind of block around receiving. Almost 100% of the people I've worked with in the last 20 years, when they have some kind of challenge or obstacle around selling, whether it's pricing, it comes down to your ability to receive. You have receiving issues, and you have self-worth issues. So when I look at someone who struggles to sell, you have self-worth issues and you have receiving issues. Somewhere in your life, in some capacity, those two things exist. Usually we see this we see overachieving moms. They can do everything, they do it all by themselves, they don't need help with anything, they struggle to sell. Because they're not open to receiving. Your receiving channels are not fully open. We also have self-worth issues, right? We're not worthy of it. We're not capable of it. Mom and dad didn't have it. I didn't grow up that way, but nobody else, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, David said, wow, that's spot on. Yeah. Wendy said, I agree wholeheartedly. Yep. If you are struggling to sell, it's going to be a correlation with your relationship with money, right? Receiving, and your self-worth. So the number one way to feel totally different about sales and make more money, 100%, is going to be changing your relationship with money and receiving and working on your self-worth. If you don't think you're capable or worthy of something, you'll never accomplish it. So if you don't think you're worthy and capable of receiving $1 million, you will never make $1 million. If you don't think you're capable or worthy of being paid $5,000 or $10,000 for your services, then you won't get paid that. You will always create a block between you and what you say you want to receive, right? So you might say, I want to receive $10,000 a month, but you don't believe you're worthy or capable of it, then you're not going to get it. That doesn't mean people don't have money. That doesn't mean that people won't pay that. It means you aren't open to receiving it because you don't think you're worthy of it. 100%. Okay. So I just want to kind of set that frame as we go through some of these things, because I think it's important to do self-reflection. Sales is just sales, right? Okay, so let's talk about some of this and let's start to shift some of these things. Okay, and if you guys have other things coming up, drop them in the chat, okay, as we go through. The top mindset blocks that I see that prevent people from making more money is, number one, I see pricing, right? Pricing is a thing. I don't dare to charge more money because people are broke, people don't have any money. I've never been paid that much before. I wouldn't invest that much. No one's ever paid me that. I've never charged that before. I don't think I can deliver the results, so I'm not worthy of that much. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough of this or enough of that. I've got to do this, and this first. I could go on and on and on. But here's what I want to say about pricing. None of that has anything to do with your prices. None of that has anything to do with your prices. I lived in welfare. I was a single mom collecting $363 a month in food stamps when I first started my business and charged for my services. I literally, you could say she's not worthy, right? Like she doesn't have this, she doesn't have this. I didn't have anything. Nothing. My whole life was funded by the government. I was a single mom, no education, never went to high school, no degrees. I had nothing. I didn't even have a bank account because I had no money. I charged for my services. I'm $1 million business today. The point is like, no one ever asked me, where do you live? No one ever asked me, what's your education? No one said, how much money do you make? Nobody said, do you have a significant other? Do you live on the state? No one ever asked me my education or how long I've been in business. No one ever asked me. No one cared. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Millionaires, Gina DeVee, David Nagel, Suzanne Evans, Kelly Roach, these people hired me and I had nothing. And they were like, girl, we need you. So they never asked me any of that stuff. My prices, my self-worth, and the solution and the value I provided, nothing to do with any of that. So when you think about pricing, here's what we see. Typically, we see that a lot of people price for the wrong reasons. Okay. And I want to talk about that for a second because I know pricing was one of the biggest things that kind of came up. The first thing, I'm going to give you guys a reframe. Actually, let me put it in the chat for you. This is a really good reframe. I give it to all my clients. So raising your prices is not about you making more money. It's about you creating the ability to serve more people and make a bigger impact. The reason that's such a good reframe is because you all think you're selling yourself, and you all think that raising your prices is selfish because it's putting money in your pocket and taken from other people. Well, at the end of the day, you don't raise your price. You don't charge more money so that you can put more money in your pocket. You're doing it because when you make money, you have choices and you have options. You can help more people when you make more money. If you can't feed your own family, then you can't feed another starving family. Right? If you can't pay your own mortgage, then you can't help mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle who need help. You cannot give back if you have nothing to give. You can't pour from an empty cup. So my motto has always, I mean, I come from welfare where people don't have anything, like pure struggle and suffer. And my motto has been, the more money I make, the more people I've helped. If that many people are paying me, I've changed that many freaking lives. I have impacted that many people. And the more money I make, the more charities I can give to, the more people I can help. I can help my own family. I can put my kids, whatever they need to do to get where they're trying to go. I can help my kids. I adopted, you can't see my little French bulldog over here, but she was literally dying as a newborn puppy, and I paid $5,000 to buy her, have her shipped to me, and put immediately in the hospital and healed her. She's 7 years old today. She couldn't be better. Best decision I ever made. My mother thought I was crazy. She's like, take that dog back. They ripped you off. It was a waste. They stole your money. My mother couldn't believe I spent that amount of money, but I can, and I chose to, because I can. I couldn't do that 20 years ago. I was getting money from people to put diapers on my kid. Now I can give diapers to moms who don't have diapers for their kids. You can't do that broke, because you can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup. I want you to think differently about your pricing, because your pricing, that's what it's about. It's about you being able to have choices and options to make a bigger impact in this world. And if you are broke and you are stuck and you are struggling and you can't survive and pay your own bills and feed your own family, you can't help anybody else, which means you can't make an impact. You can't make an impact in the world, right? So that's a big reframe around money. Here's the thing. I do believe deeply that your price attracts your people. I've said this for years and years and years, and I'm going to give you an example. I always give everybody, I've said this for so long. If you've been around me, you're like, oh, I've heard this before. but your price attracts your people. And what I mean by that is if we look at life, so outside of online world, if we look at the real world, the outside life, we have lower class, low class, middle class, upper class. You have Goodwill, Walmart, Gucci, right? If you look around, we do have statuses. That's life, right? There's Gucci, there's people that go to Gucci and pay $5 grand for a handbag. There's people that go to Goodwill and pay $3 for a handbag. There's people that drive Range Rovers and Mercedes-Benz, and there's people that ride bikes. There's people that shop at Whole Foods, and there's people that go to food banks. Why do you think we have that, right? There's people that live in low income, government assisted housing, and there's people that live in mansions with a gate and a code and a security guard. Why do we have that? Because people are different. Everyone is different. Statuses are different. People value things differently. When you guys price, you're looking at it from your perspective. You're pricing based on your money situation, right? So typically I see people who don't make a lot of money charge very little. People that financially are struggling don't charge very much. People who have never had a lot of money, they undercharge and overdeliver. People pleasers. This is the tendencies. And what I want to do is shift that for you guys, because here's the thing. When you put out lack price points like that, you're attracting that mentality of a person. You're attracting the Goodwill shopper, the food bank shopper. And here's what I want to say. There's nothing good, bad, right, or wrong about any of those. I come from all of that. There's nothing good, bad, right, or wrong. They're different. If you want to make money, you got to sell to people who have disposable money. Right? I don't know. I don't want to age myself, but my mother always used to say, you can't get blood out of a turnip. So that was a long time ago. True. I see what she means now. You can't get something out of someone that they ain't got it, right? So some of you guys, you charge so low, but you're offering the stars and the moon, which is unrealistic. It makes people question, right? Like if someone came to me and said, hey, Ann, I just drove this Range Rover off the lot. There's no miles, brand spanking new. I want to give it to you for $500. I would not be like, I'm in. I'd be like, what's wrong with it? Why is it 500? There's no, obviously something wrong with it. I would question it. I wouldn't be all over it. High-end buyers are not price shoppers. High-end buyers aren't looking for deals and bargains and sales and discounts. We are looking for a high-end experience and a result. If I'm going to make an investment, I want a good experience. I want to be treated like a queen. I want to be treated like a high-end champion client. I want to get greeted a certain way. I want to be talked to a certain way. If I'm going to invest good money, I expect a high-end experience. And I also expect that I'm going to get a result, assuming I show up and do the work, right? So that's that part. When you undercharge and then over-deliver, it attracts people that are looking to make small baby investments. Like, I just want to make a little investment, but like, I'm not going all the way in, like I have money stuff and then, right? And then you struggle to sell and you think it's you, but it's the people you're selling to. They don't have money. They have mindset issues. They're not ready to invest. They're not committed. They're looking for free information. They're looking for a quick win, something really fast, cheap. I don't want to be cheap. I don't want to be known as cheap in my niche. My clients make 6 and 7 figures. I'm not cheap, right? Like, I don't want to be known as cheap. I want to be up there with the Gucci status, that I'm top tier in my niche. Why? Because I'm the best at what I do. 100%. Millionaires hire me. I'm the best at what I do. I didn't say I was better than anybody. I said I'm the best at what I do. I own that. I own that all day. You will never find anyone that will teach you sales the way I do, ever. Like, I'm the best at what I do. When you can own that, you're Gucci level. Your status and your standards raise. When you're like, I don't know, like, and you shrink, and you're like, oh, like, you're never going to get your prices up there. You're going to undercharge all the time. And then you get objections because your prices are low and they're attracting broke people. And then you're like, oh, see, nobody can afford it. I knew it. No, you're speaking to the wrong people. Your price is attracting people with no money. That's why you're getting an objection. I don't get objections. I get questions. I don't get objections. I get, hey, Ann, how much is the program? Hey, Ann, when are the calls? Hey, Ann, if I made a painful investment, what bonuses do I get? Hey, Ann, You know, what kind of support do I get when I join? Hey, and this, hey, and that. I get questions. I don't get objections. And it's not because I tell people I'm not going to handle your objections, but like I'm not, that's not my job. It's that people know my standard. They're like, I'm not going to reach out about our program until I know I'm ready to do it. Like, I don't want to waste our time. Like, I'm not going to go at her with an objection. It's the energy. It's my confidence. It's like, this is the standard, right? Your price attracts your people, your energy, your confidence in what you do. You're not pricing for any other reason other than my solution that I'm going to give you is worth this. It's actually a steal. I could charge double this amount. I could charge way more for this, right? My clients are paying 10, 12K to learn how to make 7 figures and multi-6. It's stupid no-brainer. Stupid no-brainer. Sales Academy, you pay $5,000 if you pay in full, and we're teaching you how to make 10K a month. It's a no-brainer. It's stupid, right? It's stupid obvious. So again, I want you guys to be thinking you're charging for solutions that people are going to have, right? Here's how we price. I'll give you the 3 things that we do to price, okay? So that you guys have these 3 things. One, I base on the promise. I price based on the promise. So I look at the value of the results that we help our clients achieve. How much do you think that's worth? Right? How much do you think the result that you help your clients achieve? What do you think it's worth? $5, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000? What do you think it's worth? Number one, you need to think it's worth quite a bit, right? You need to think it's valuable. If you don't think that the solution you help people get is very valuable, I would say probably find another solution. You gotta believe in what you do. You gotta believe in the solution you're providing people. You gotta believe it's valuable. It's invaluable. Like anything I charge, it's gonna be a steal for you. You're welcome. One thing you'll learn about me is I have a you're welcome energy. You're welcome for showing up here today. You're welcome for giving you this beautiful content. You're welcome for shifting your mindset. You're welcome for creating programs that help you make hundreds of thousands of dollars with total ethical sales strategies, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. My prices are manageable and don't break your bank. You're welcome. You're welcome. When I create content, if I don't feel like saying you're welcome at the end of it, I don't post it. Everything I do and everything I teach my clients is your welcome energy. Like, you're welcome that I'm here doing this because you're learning this. You're welcome. The opposite is, please, I hope. Oh, I hope you liked it. I hope it was good enough. I hope you're happy. I hope you got, oh, please, will you please come? Will you please join? Will you please? I'm like, you're welcome that this exists. Totally different energy. Totally different energy. Okay? So you want to look at the promise that you're helping your clients, and if you don't feel like, hey, you're welcome for this, I don't think you're in the right niche. Okay? That's step number 1. Number 2, the experience. The way in which your clients feel as they go through your program is 100% going to determine if they renew with you, if they ever renew, buy from you again, stay in the program, use the program, follow the program, show up in the program, refer people to your program, give your testimonial about your program, all the beautiful things that we all want and need our clients to do. They're only going to do that if their experience is exceptional. So inside Sales Academy and actually in all of our programs, we not only give you an exceptional experience so that you can see it, we teach you to create that for your clients, because that's going to make you feel way more behind your program when you know it's better than anything out there. You're not going to find it nowhere else. I can tell you right now, you won't find anything that we teach in any of our programs anywhere else. The way we do it, the experience, all the things, like, it's nowhere. It doesn't exist anywhere else. I know. I've invested, I've been in all of it. I worked for half of them. We know exactly what's missing in the industry, and we provide it. 100% I'm behind that. So I know when I'm charging, I know what you guys are getting. I know what I bring to the table. I know exactly what I bring to the table. That level of confidence in that allows you to raise your price confidently and feel really good about it because you understand what people are getting. A lot of times you guys undercharge because you're like, I don't know if my program is that good. I don't know if they'll get results. What if they don't like it? What if this? Or what if they don't have the money? Or what? And you're making it about you. And sales isn't about you, right? Sales has nothing to do with you. It's about you providing a solution to someone who has the problem and wants it solved. And we're not in the business of convincing. So if someone doesn't want their problem solved, move on. That means nothing about you. Nothing about you. If I came to each one of you today and said, I feel like each one of you should join Sales Academy, and here's why. And if all of you said no thank you, it wouldn't affect anything. I'd be like, your loss, not mine. Honestly, your loss, not mine. Like, you're welcome that this program is available. Like, you have no idea what's going on in there. Like, it would change your life. I know that. So you saying yes or no isn't going to waver me one single bit. It doesn't make me think one bit. In fact, if I get too many no's, I'm going to raise my price because I'm speaking to the wrong crowd. That's a mindset. That's a solid, confident mindset. I know my work. I know my worth. And I know how valuable what we teach is for the right people. There's millions of people that would never make the investment. They would never join the program and they would never do the work. I'm not talking to those people. I'm certainly not pricing for those people. And I'm not chasing those people. And I'm not convincing those people. Not my job. Right? If you help people lose weight and you're talking to the guy who goes through the drive-thru of McDonald's every day and says, I don't want to eat healthy. I don't want to exercise. I don't want, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go and follow him around every day and beg him? He's not ready. You don't want it. So a lot of what you guys are doing is you're talking to people that don't really want it and you're trying to convince them to want it. Just talk to people that already want it and they don't need you to convince them. They already know they want and need it. Go to those people. So that means they're probably already doing some things that tell you they take this seriously. Hint, hint. Okay, that's a little hint right there. Okay, so we price based on the experience. And then the third thing is we price based on the type of client that we are trying to attract. We price based on who do we want to work with, right? So we want to work with what I call champion clients. You are a business athlete. If business athlete doesn't resonate with you and you don't like it, you're not my client. If champion client doesn't resonate with you, you're not my client. If I say to get results and to win at the game of sales, you got to get on the field and do the reps. Got to get on the field, do the work. If that doesn't resonate with you, you're not my client. I'm solid in that. I know exactly who our champion clients are. The people that come in our programs and win, I know what you are. I know what you're doing. I know what you look like. I know your mindset. I understand that. Like, I know your commitment. I know how you show up for yourself or don't. There are certain criterias of who we want in our programs. Not everyone qualifies and not everyone's a good fit. Right? And it's not a good, bad, right, or wrong thing. It's that we're not going to have people come in our program that are not going to do the work and they're not going to have a good attitude and they're not going to show up and they're not committed and they're not all in and they don't have conviction and they're not coachable, right? And they come with a bad attitude and they just sit in their stuck. We don't want those people in the program. Not because we don't love and care for them and don't want them to win, or not that they're not capable, they're not ready. And we don't want it in our program. So we're not going to talk to those people. We're not going to price for those people, right? We're not going to spend time trying to attract those types of people. We're going to speak to the people on the field already doing the reps. They're already got a program. They're already working with some clients. They're already attempting to sell. They're already charging something. They're already delivering. They're already on social media. They're already doing things. They might not be doing good. They might not be doing it right. And it might not be everything they want it to be, but they're doing it. They're trying. That's our champion client. Because all we got to do is help you make a few shifts and tweaks and boom. You're already doing 90% of the work. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So your job is to get in the mind of the champion client that is going to come, that you want to work with in your program, who's going to be a winner, a champion, right? And it starts with that person kind of already doing that. Because the lower you go, if you start at the bottom of newbies, not doing any of the things, that's a lot harder to get momentum and get them going up the hill and to get them like it's so much harder. It's a heavy lift. If you focus on the people that are already taking some action and doing reps, you can move them pretty fast through your program. And what is that? That's a good experience for them. They get the results. They're happy. Check all the boxes. They will gladly pay you. Right? So those are the things. Those are the three things that when we're thinking about what do we charge for this, we're thinking about the promise or the results we're helping people achieve, the experience we are providing to you. You're welcome. And the type of people that we're trying to attract. So if I think about Gucci shoppers, what are they attracted to? Right? These people are already invested in masterminds. They're already invested in coaching. They're invested in team. They're already on social media. They're doing events. They're showing up for themselves. They're already doing stuff. They're already doing things. And it might not be what they want it to be, and it might not be perfect or done right or whatever, but they're doing it. They're doing some reps. Versus the person who's like, no, I'm sitting at home and I put out a post every day and nothing happens and I'm sick of it. Not really aligned for our program, right? So again, you see the difference in the mindset and sophistication of the person. I shouldn't have to educate anybody that if you aren't stellar at sales and you're not making a ton of money, I shouldn't have to educate you that you probably need sales training. It should be obvious that you need help with sales, right? If you're struggling with sales, you need help with sales. I shouldn't have to be like, let me tell you why you need help with sales. Let me tell you why you should join and get sales training. Let me tell you why you should get help with your sales. Our people already know they need that help. The question isn't, do I need it? Is it with you? That's the only question any of our people should be saying. Anyone who's in my world, you're interested in sales or you wouldn't be here. But anyone in our world, the only question that should be isn't, do I need help with sales? It's, is it Anne that I want the help from? That is the only question that should exist. I don't need to educate anybody on, it's not my job, right? Why you should need sales if you're not doing very well at sales or doing what you want, right? Here's what we do not price on these things. What do I think people can afford? That's none of my business. I don't care what you guys can afford or not. That's not my business. I'm not meddling in anybody's money. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not an accountant. I'm not your tax person. It is none of my business what I think you can afford. That's your job to figure that out, right? Because we can afford whatever we actually want, and we prioritize what we think that is. You guys, I mean, we've had people say no to our program and then go on a huge trip with their girlfriends and go on a boat and go on a trip and a resort and do all this stuff, spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, way more than our program, and they're not making any money in the business. I'm not judging. Your priorities aren't straight. So either your business is not that important, you don't want the results that bad, or your priorities aren't straight. And that's none of my business. I don't care what you do. Go on your boat, have a good time, that's cool. I'm here making money. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like if you're not making money in your business, but you choose to invest in things that don't help you make money in your business, that is not my business to figure out for anybody, right? And it's not my job to meddle in it. That's your decision. That's your choice, right? I also don't price based on what I think people might pay. So sometimes we have people that are like, well, other people in my market charge this. I don't know what anybody charges in my, well, I shouldn't say that because I invest in business coaches, like really big $20,000, $30,000 masterminds. Of course I invest, so I kind of have an idea, but I don't go out and look. Like, ooh, what does this person charge for an offer similar to mine? I don't care what you charge, right? Because you don't understand the background of why people charge what they charge. You might see a multi-millionaire charging $47 for a monthly membership, and you might be like, wow, should do that. That person makes millions of dollars. They have team, they have reputation, they have a brand, they have extra fundable money, they have resources, they have experience, they have probably a million things you don't have that allow them to successfully sell something like that. You don't understand what went into that. And then what goes into selling that? What goes into selling something like that? Probably way more than you could manage and wrap your head around at your stage of business, right? So like, you don't understand what goes into that. And so it's kind of like stay in your lane and focus on what feels good for you. Like, who cares what anybody else is doing? Like, if they all jump ship, are you going to jump ship? Like, who cares? right? Like, I don't care what people in my niche charge. I don't care what their offers look like. I don't care how they coach. I don't care what they're doing. I'm so solid in what I do. I don't care. I don't even look at it, right? I do not price based on what I believe around money. I have a really good money mindset. I've spent my whole life transforming my mindset around money. I believe it's abundant. It's available to all at all times, all the time, in all the ways. Like, it is everywhere. Money is fucking everywhere. But if you're not open to it and you don't believe that, you're not seeing it sitting right in front of you right now. You wouldn't see it if it hit you under the nose. You wouldn't even see the opportunity of, wow, that is a resource to get money. Like, when I was on welfare and I was collecting food stamps, I didn't have money. And my very first coach was $5,000. I'm like, I don't even have $5. Like, legit. I mean, my mom and dad are buying diapers for my kid. I don't even have any money. And I wanted that coaching so bad because I spent 6 months trying to get $2,000 a month in my business, and I couldn't do it. And I spent months and months all by myself. I finally got to a point where I'm like, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I'm going to spend another 3 or 6 months doing this. Like, I've exhausted my brain capacity. I don't know what else to do to get the result. Everything I'm doing is not working. And so I got to a point where I'm like, I have a choice. I'm going to stay broke like this for the rest of my life, or I need to find a way to get help from someone who can help me figure it out. Those are my 2 choices. I'm not a quitter, right? So I'm like, I'm not doing that. I didn't come this far to quit. I got to find the money. And so I cashed in bottles. I took all of my change that I could find everywhere, and I cashed in at the grocery store for bills. I took out 2 credit cards that were for people with bad credit, because I had shit credit back then. They only each gave me like $200 or $300. It wasn't much, but I got 2 of those. I begged my mom and dad for a little bit of money, and I still didn't have enough. So I went back to, also I canceled cable. I canceled subscriptions that were not helping me make money. I did all of that. And then I went back to that coach and I said, do you offer a monthly payment plan? And she goes, I do. And I'm like, perfect. I was able to at least get in, and I knew the first couple months was covered. And I told her, I said, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. I don't care what it is. You tell me what to do and I will do it. And I knew if I did that, I'd get the results. I didn't know how, I didn't know what it would look like, but I knew if I just do what she tells me to do, I'll get the result. And in the first 30 days of working with her, I made my first 10K. And in my first 90 days, I was making 10K consistently, month after month after month. I hadn't done a quarter of that in all the months all by myself. It was the best investment I ever made. But I had to want it. I had to be like, non-negotiable. I will figure it out. It wasn't awesome, some of the things I had to do. It didn't feel amazing. But it was, do that so that I can learn how to make money for the rest of my life, or be broke for the rest of my life. I had a choice. So I don't price based on what I believe around money. Because if I did, I would charge a lot more for my programs. Some of you guys charge such little because that's your own relationship with, it's how you feel about money. It's your experience with money, but that's not everybody else's. Right? You have some people who are like, I can't pay my mortgage this month. You have other people out on a yacht this month. You have some people that are like, I gotta go to like a food bank to get food to feed my kids. You have other people at 5-star restaurants every night with their 10 kids and their extended family members. Your relationship and what you think and believe and your experience with money is not everybody else's. And when you attach that to your prices because you think everybody else has the same exact relationship with money as you do, you will forever be broke because you will consistently be in a cycle of attracting broke people that have that same mentality. The solution is you need to change your relationship with money. You need to change what you think and believe about money. And that is the only way that your money situation can actually change. It's not about a strategy. There's not a secret strategy. There's not like the Instagram cheat code, you know, the emails. I cracked the code. You didn't crack anything. Strategy is strategy. Sales is sales. They all work. There's not a secret strategy. There isn't this person's course over here that's going to do it. It's you need to work with someone who's going to change your mindset around money, who's going to change the way you think, feel, do, and be sales. Because until you do that, your money situation cannot just change, and it's not going to magically change. I also don't price based on how much we give. So a lot of people also do that. They're like, oh, I can only charge more if I give you more. Actually, we charge more and give less, because less allows you to get results way faster, way easier. And that feels a whole lot better than let me give you 50 courses, 10 modules, 80 downloadables, 70 calls a week, and let me throw in 50 bonuses for you that don't even matter. They don't even come together as a solution. Let me just throw all that at you so I can raise my price. It's actually like total opposite in this market, okay? And we don't price based on bonuses. We don't charge different because we do or don't do bonuses. I don't charge based on how long I've been in business. I have clients that have been in business 6 months and they're making $1 million. They're doing phenomenal. I don't price based on how much I've invested. I know some people are like, well, I haven't invested that much, so I can't charge that much. Bull. I was charging $5,000 and I never invested a penny in myself. Like, of course you can. Why can't you? You have to believe in your services. You have to believe in the thing that you're providing is valuable. Your situation doesn't matter. I literally started my business on welfare. I'm a perfect example of like your life does not matter, right? Your situation doesn't matter. It's what do you know that other people don't know? People pay millions for that because for them, that's their stuck point. That is where they're stuck. That is where they're having a hard time. That's where they're losing. And they're like, I need to solve this. If you know how to do that, they'll pay you all kinds of money. Get out of your way. Get out of your own head. Get out of your way. And I don't price based on how much we make as a company. Okay. I just base my prices on the promise, the experience, and the type of client I want to work with. That's it across the board. Okay. So that's what I have to say around the money thing for you guys. The other thing that comes up is high ticket buyers are harder to convert. No, high ticket buyers are easier to convert. High ticket buyers are already invested. High ticket buyers already know what they want. They already know what they need. They don't need you to convince. They don't need promises. They don't need discounts. They don't need this. They don't need that. They want a solution. The reason that most people feel like high ticket buyers are hard to sell is because you're intimidated by a high ticket buyer. Because they probably have a better relationship with money. They spend more money. They invest more. They might be more successful. They probably have things that you're intimidated by. Or you're not behind high ticket prices. So you think high ticket buyers are harder to sell. They're not. If you don't articulate the solution very well, then a high ticket buyer is going to question you. It's not about your price. It's that I'm not clear on what you're selling. So you have to be, as a business owner, you need to be really clear and you need to be able to effectively communicate. This is what we help you do. So example, Inside Sales Academy, we help you build a buyer's list. We help you nail your offer, and we help you nail the sales conversation confidently so that you can make 10K months consistently. There you go. You can say yes or no, yay or nay, I'm in or I'm out. Everyone here right now can be like, I want that. Or you might say, I don't want that. You could do that very quickly, right? There's no question about what I just said I would help you do. And I did it in what, 5 seconds? Very simple. Many of you guys are like, yeah, so in our program, it's 12 months. We help you, we're going to help you with these 12 things. Module 1 is this, module 2, module 3 and 5 and 6 and 10 and 12. And then, we have calls, but we'll give you one-on-ones if you want those too. And then we have extra sessions, and we do have some bonuses. We'll throw those in, and we're discounting it right now this month. So it's half the price. And you lost them 20 minutes ago. The only people that care about what I just said right there is broke people. And I say that with love. I was a broke person once, and I'm like, where's the deal? Where's the sale? Where's the quick thing? I was so unsophisticated. I didn't think I had to work for it. I thought, oh, just give me the cheat sheet to millions of dollars. Like, where's that? Unsophisticated. High-end buyers are not unsophisticated. They're smart as hell. They're savvy. They'll question you. And they're going to want to know that, what would you help me do? And you better be able to sum it up like I just did in like 5 seconds. Here's what we're going to help you do. So they can say yes or no, yay or nay, I'm in or I'm out. Really quick. They can make a decision. I want this or I don't want this, right? And then after you sell them on your solution, then you can answer their questions. When are the sessions? What do I get? What about this? And what about that? That's after. You got to sell them on the solution first, the destination. Then you can say, do you want to do this by a plane, a bus, a car, truck? How do you want to get there? Right? We can get there whichever way you want, but like this is the destination. Sell them on the destination. Objections will go away. Insecurities will go away. They're sold. Sell them on the destination. Then you can give them little things about how you're going to get them there. But they don't care about that. They don't care about that. High ticket buyers want high-end experience and they want a result, period. And they want you to be so confident in that you can tell them in 5 seconds what that looks like. Because if you hem and haw and you're in and out, and you're all over and you're tripping over your own words, they're going to question you immediately. They're going to think you're an amateur. They're going to think that you're shady. They're going to think you don't know what the heck you're doing. They're going to even maybe ask you, like, is everything okay? Is your business doing all right? Because if they feel like that in this economy, they're not going to give you their money. Because you feel uncertain to them. You feel unstable. No one's giving money to unstable people right now. They're going to give money to the people that are solid. You got it. You're on fire. You got it. Right? That's where high-end buys. Now, low-ticket buyers, people that don't have much money, they'll buy anything cheap from anybody. And they probably won't give you too much, whatever. But if you're trying to get people that actually have money to pay you so you can earn a living and you can make an impact, you got to rise up. You got to rise to the occasion and meet them and match them. Because they're looking at you like, do you look like you can get me where I want to go? And if they look at you and they're like, girl, you're a mess. You ain't got it together at all. They're going to have insecurities about giving you their money. And they're not going to in this economy. Does that make sense for everybody? So high ticket buyers are not harder to sell. You got to rise up. You got to rise up big time. Sales conversations are uncomfortable was another one that we got. Sales conversations are only uncomfortable when you are uncertain and you make it about you. If you remember what we just talked about, sales is not about you. Sales is about, I have this solution. You have this problem. Would you like help solving it? That is sales. I don't care if you're selling cars, houses, services, health, wealth. I don't care, makeup. I don't care if you're selling skin, better skin. I don't care if you're selling weight loss. I don't care what you're selling. I solve this problem. Do you have this problem? And would you like help solving it? That is it. That is sales. They either do or they don't. If they don't, you move on. We're not convincing. We're not in the business to convince you. You move on. If they want the help, great. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it would look like. Let's go there. That is sales. There is nothing else in sales. So the only reason sales would be uncomfortable, like conversations around it, is if you don't feel worthy, if you're not behind your offer, if you're insecure, if you're not good at articulating the solution, if you're not behind your solution. So there's all that internal stuff we just talked about. That stuff is going to keep you struggling with money and sales. That stuff has to be fixed, right? The other one that some of you guys said, and we get this a lot, is selling yourself. I'm selling me, right? Like I've had people say, oh my God, I can sell other people's stuff so easy. But when it comes to selling my own stuff, I can't do it. Or we have all these insecurities. Here's the thing. No one's buying you. You're not your business. You are you, your business. You should separate yourself from your business. It's its own entity. You are not your business. No one's buying me. No one's buying me. I'm not selling me, myself. I'm selling a solution. I just happen to have the skill you don't have. That's all. I just happen to have the solution to the problem you don't know how to solve. That's it. You're not buying me. I'm not selling me. You don't get me. Like, that's not a thing. That's not even a thing. You're selling a solution. So people that sell, good sellers, we solve problems. We're problem solvers. Right? If you have to sell, every one of you here are sellers. Because you run your own business and you're in charge of making money in it, right? So you guys are all sellers. Your only focus every day is find and solve problems. Your job every day should be getting out there, finding and solving problems that are within your niche. That is all you should be doing. It has nothing to do with you. No one cares about you. And I say that with love. No one cares about me. No one cares about you. Nobody cares. We all want some kind of solution or outcome. And the beautiful thing is that every one of us knows something that someone else doesn't know. Or every one of us know how to do something someone else either doesn't know how to do or they don't want to do. So there is room for everybody. Everybody here can be selling and making money and doing all the things. It's you getting in your own way. You think it's a strategy. You think it's like a years in business. You think it's like a algorithm thing. You think it's like a shift in your program. You think you need a sales page. You think, I don't have a sales page. I don't have a website. I haven't done a sales call in 8 years. What are we talking about? I don't need any of that. You need to learn how to effectively communicate. And you need to get behind your work. That is your answer. We could just end the whole workshop right here. That's the answer. It's not any of this other garbage. That is excuses, right? We are self-sabotaging. That's us distracted. I'm not confident in sales because I don't have a lot of money. I've never invested a lot of money. No one's ever paid me that much. I'm scared they won't do it. What if I can't get them the result? Blah, 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 blah. All that money drama. And then you say, I need to create my sales page. That's what's holding me back. I got to get that sales page. Bull crap. It ain't no sales page. That sales page, what are you going to put on that sales page? The stuff you just told me? All that stuff you're thinking? What are you putting on the sales page? And then who's going to the sales page? Where are all these amazing leads coming from? You don't need a sales page. It's not a sales page. It's not a website. It's not a strategy. It's not an offer refinement. It's you. You're in your own way and you're making excuses because you're self-sabotaging. Okay? Sales is not about you ever under any circumstances. It has nothing to do with you. If someone says, yes, I'm buying your program, and if someone says no, my energy doesn't change. If I'm talking to someone, they're like, nah, I'm like, okay. If someone says, yeah, I'm like, okay. I don't care. It's none of my business. Like, that's up to you if you want results or not. I don't care. Like, I love everybody, but I'm not losing sleep over people that don't want to solve their problems. I'm not going to go to bed and lose sleep over that. I've got more than enough people who want to solve their problem. I'm just going to focus on those people. Sales isn't about me. It's solving problems. I got to go find people who want their problem solved, not spend time on people who don't. Right? You got to get out of this, like, I am my business and I'm selling me and people are buying me and it's all about me. It's not about you at all. Right? Nobody cares about us. You got to get out of that mindset entirely. Another one that some of you guys said was you need basically consistency. So improve on daily actions. Here's the thing that I know from just myself and also all of my clients. Consistency gets to look however you want it to look for one. Number one, right? There's no God. There's no consistency God. There's no one that is like the hierarchy of this is what consistency looks like. Consistency looks like whatever you want it to look like in your day-to-day for your lifestyle. So let's start with that. The second thing is, in order for you to be consistent with whatever that looks like, you need to know what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing every day. You can't be consistent. Here's the thing. I was just telling my clients, I just got off a coaching call. And I was just telling my clients, like, you can't attain a goal that you can't see. So if you're waking up every day and you're just like checking boxes and winging it and throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're bouncing from this to that and you're doing all this random shit, there's no end in mind. There's no prize. There's no goal that you're trying to attain. You're just doing a bunch of stuff. Every day, if you want to be consistent, you need an action plan. You got to give yourself, this is what I'm doing today. But here's what will make me feel accomplished by the end of my day today. I'll feel great if I can do ABC. If you don't have that, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're always going to feel behind the mark. You're going to feel like you're never able to get the stuff done. I don't have a to-do list. I don't live by a to-do list. I'm not a box checker. I'm a money maker. I don't give a shit about boxes. You guys check 90 boxes a day. I check 2 and I make $1 million. I don't care about checking the boxes. I care about doing the sales activities Monday through Friday that need to get done to put dollars and cents in my bank so I can do my life. So I do what I do. That is all I care about. I don't care who's checking what boxes. I don't teach my clients that. I don't have them do that. That is not the focus. If you want consistency, you need to know what you're trying to aim for. You need to know what your goals are. What is it? What consistency on what? Consistency in what? Right? In Sales Academy, we teach you sales activities. I'm not teaching you how to build pages. I'm not teaching you how to build websites. I'm not teaching you how to create Canva images. We're not doing technology. You're not going to learn it with me because you don't need it to make money. If your number one goal is to make money, you join Sales Academy. If your number one goal is to dabble and play in tech and behind the scenes and hide and stay broke, not my programs, right? That's it, period. And so again, consistency is whatever you say it is or whatever you want it to be. And if you want to be consistent, you need a goal. You need to be able to see what you're trying to do each day. And that's up to you to figure that out. I always tell my clients, you are the CEO of your desk. I learned that 20 years ago when I was a high ticket seller. I was expecting the CEO to give me my leads, bring the sales to me. And you know what he said to me? He said, you're the CEO of your desk. Get off your ass and get your job done. And I was like, oh shit, he ain't doing nothing for me. And that was when I realized no one's doing this for you. No one's making the money in your business. Nobody is doing that for you. If you don't do it, it ain't getting done. So at the end of the day, you got to prioritize and commit. And then you need to say, here's the things that I want to accomplish. And then you need to do the work to do it. Right? Like that's where consistency comes from. Also, the last one that you guys had said was like sales takes a long time. In this market, just to give you guys a stat, cold leads take 4 to 6 months to convert in this economy. Or they need 10 to 12 hours of content. And not just content, not random content. Top of mind content, your welcome content. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Content that literally triggers them to purchase. Content that is top of mind for them. It's what they're thinking about all day long. If you're not doing that, content today is nothing. Content doesn't mean anything, it takes so much of it. It's people need you to connect dots. People need you to be like, oh, awareness, a breakthrough, connect the dot for me. Ooh, that's what I need. Oh man, that makes sense. Like it needs to hit certain trigger points that create a buy-in mindset mentality. That's what your content should be. That's what we teach, and that's what I do. Every piece of content I put out, I get a sales conversation from it. Whether it's an email, a post, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is. I get a sales conversation out of it. It's very intentional. It's easy, but it's intentional. Sales does take a long time if all you're ever doing is hammering cold leads that are not qualified and they don't know you with your offers. You're never going to make sales in this market doing that, ever. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's making money. Even millionaires are not making money doing that in this economy. You got to build a buyer's list. You got to work that list. You got to nurture that list. You need to build relationships with people. When people are ready to pull out a credit card, they need to be like, I'm going to you. I'm going to her. And she has been nurturing me through this whole process, and I already know, like, trust her. She's got the solution. Here I go. I'm ready. That's how you shorten the buy-in timeline. If you want people to close faster, you better put content in front of them that freaking gets them on that buy-in train so fast that is like, boom, you got what I need. I'm coming to you. Where's that credit card? And if you're not doing that, yeah, your sales are going to take a long time in this market. So this is why all of our clients have buyer's lists. And this is why we teach them Monday through Friday, work it, convert it, work it, convert it, work it, convert it. Every day of your life. I don't care how boring it is. I make millions of dollars. I'm bored as shit over here. Because it's the same thing, Monday through Friday, but I make all my money. And I'm not having to create all this other stuff and put all these barriers, the sales calls on my calendar, all this tech, all this creation, wasting time in the back end. No time for that. When you guys are spending 8 hours a day doing that, I'm spending 2-3 hours a day closing sales. Sales takes a long time because you make it take a long time, right? When you change how you're selling and you change what you're doing, sales change like that. I don't care what the economy is right now. I don't care what the algorithm looks like. I don't care what the market looks like. Those are excuses. When you do the right things, you'll make the money. Okay, okay. I'm gonna give you guys a couple quick reminders, and then do we have questions? Does anyone have thought, question, anything they want to shift, something like that? Couple quick reminders while you guys think about that. We're here till Thursday, so we have tomorrow and Thursday. So 2 more sessions. And then after that, the replays, we're gonna keep them up for you until next Friday. So if you need to come back and get a refresher, or if you missed something, every session leads to the next, and they're all so good, you should watch them all. We're trying to keep them at the hour mark for you guys, and no more. So if you missed anything, catch the replays. They're here till next Friday. They're going to be $47 after that. Unless you're in our programs, you'll get them for free for life, or while you're in there. But if you want them for life, they're going to be $47 to the public after the fact. Otherwise, you have till next Friday to watch them. Sales Academy is open. Everything we're talking about this week is what we do over there all day with you, except we're looking at your content, we're giving you feedback, we're giving you templates, we're giving you swipe, you're on coaching calls twice a week with us, you're in Telegram Monday through Friday with us. Like, we are all up in your business. This is not a program if you are going to hide. It is not a program if you go into your shell. It is not a program if you're not committed, if you're not coachable, if you're not ready to make money, if you're not ready to master true sales in an ethical way. This is not the program for you. But if you are like yes to all of that, I would be getting in contact with me. You can send me a message. We'll share the details of the program. We will qualify you. So we will ask you things that will tell us if we think you will get results in the program. If we don't think you'll get results, you don't get entered into the program. But we'll give you some action steps, and we'll tell you what you should go do to get there. So we won't leave you hanging, but we are not going to have you come in the program if we don't think you'll be a success. So you're welcome, because we're not just taking your money. Okay, you do have to qualify. So we have to have a DM chat. So you guys can send me a DM, or you can comment Sales Academy in the comments, and we'll reach out to you, or you could just send me a DM and we'll chat. It's a phenomenal program. If you need to learn what we're talking about here, the sales stuff, the mindset stuff, the pricing stuff, the energy around your conversations, the effective communication, all of that, the buyer's list, the time management, the mindset, like all that stuff, it's all we do over there. No tech, no paid ads. You can do sales calls. You don't have to do sales. We teach you DM and sales calls. That's up to you. We teach you my You're Welcome content strategy. So we'll simplify what you're doing right now for content, and this content will actually get you sales conversations. All of that kind of stuff. So if you want to know more, if you want to know the details, reach out, send me a DM. That's pretty much it. Does anyone have questions or thoughts, takeaways, anything that you want to kind of like hit on for today? Does everyone feel pretty good? Was this helpful? Just, you guys can unmute if you want, or just drop in the chat if you have anything. Yeah, Paolo said, when you say content, do you mean posts? Yeah, so social media posts, DM conversations, emails, all of that type of stuff. When it comes to like marketing, promoting, we'll help you with all that. We do have a good content strategy, so we teach it to you, but like we also want you to make it yours and make it work for you. So if you're doing things, we might just kind of finesse and massage them a little bit. But yeah, all content in terms of social posts, your DM conversations. We look at your content for like workshops, titles, topics. We look at your program, curriculum, and topics. We look at your emails, and we have templates for everything as well. So then we just have you kind of tweak and massage that a little bit to make it your own. So content is not, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but content's not king anymore. But content that gets you sales conversations is what we want. So it's kind of changed. Today in this economy, conversations is king. So the person who has the most conversations is going to make the most money. 100%. I tell my clients this every day. If you're not making enough money, you're not talking to enough people. This is the market we are in. You've got to talk to more people. If you're talking to 2 people a day, of course you're not making any money. Right? So in the program, we also teach you how to create more conversations with higher quality conversations, not just like with anybody, but higher quality conversations. One way is obviously from your content. It's not the only way, but we teach you that, but if you're posting, putting out content and you're not getting conversations from it, literally no point in doing it. There's no point in even doing it. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about the You're Welcome content strategy, and kind of what we focus on with that, so you guys can see if that is something that you'd be interested in. It is a big part of Sales Academy, just because obviously content's how you get leads, it's how you market your business, it's how you do all the things, but it needs to produce sales. And the thing that we're not teaching you with that is to put out a bunch of promotional content. We're not like, here's my offer, drop a link. We actually don't drop links. And our content is not pitch, but yet it books sales conversations constantly. So there's a strategy behind that. We'll do that tomorrow. You don't want to miss that if you need help with that. All right, this has been good. So replay will be in the Facebook group. Make sure you join the Facebook group. The replay is going to be in there probably a little bit later today, because it takes a little while to upload, and my team will get it in there for you guys. And then we'll also email it out. So be in the group, we'll email it. When we email it, it's going to direct you to the group. So if you're not in the group, just get in the group so you can get the replays. And then if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you want to know about Sales Academy, let me know. Tomorrow, same Zoom link, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about Your Welcome content strategy. Every day is just going to ride on each other. If you guys need anything from me, I will be in the Facebook group. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.